Wanted to give you another PPP update. I feel like I'm saying that all the time, and don't worry, I am in the process of getting together a whole video outlay of different topics other than PPP because I know that it has been a crazy cycle of just conversations regarding this. However, it's also very important, which is why I keep talking about it. So today I wanted to update you because there were some changes that were made, and a lot of the software has been updated to accommodate the changes that were made starting today. So if you have not received PPP at all, because maybe you didn't think that you qualified, or maybe you haven't heard of it until now because you've been living under a rock, or because you thought that you shouldn't go for it, I want to let you know that if you have a small business that was in operation prior to February of 2020, you should be applying for PPP. And the reason why is because it is a forgivable loan. And I was just on a call on Saturday with the SBA who told me that more than 95% of the PPP loans that have applied for forgiveness were received 100% forgiveness on their loans. So basically, you have a completely free, forgivable loan that you can apply for. And as long as you're not scamming the government, you will be able to quantify that it was forgivable. And with some additional guidance, which I can put out more information on later. But this is a great opportunity for small businesses to be able to apply for funding if they need or anticipate needing them as we walk through the rest of 2021. Now, if you were a severely impacted business where you experienced 25% or more drop in revenue from 19 to 20, then you would also qualify for PPP Draw 2. So you want to make sure that, one, you have your finances in order to even be able to make that assumption. You want to have your 2019 or even your 2020 taxes if you prepared in order to apply. And if you're not sure whether or not you would qualify, let's talk a little bit about that, because this is a question that I'm still getting pushback from or questions on. And you do not have to have employees to apply for PPP. You do not have to have employees to apply for PPP. I am going to show you quick. Now, it's been a while since I did this, so let me see if I can successfully do this on the call right now. I have an example of what to look for when it comes to your PPP to see if you would qualify for it. So right now I'm looking at 2019 taxes, but you can also use 2020 taxes to apply for this PPP. Okay, let's see. Oh, nope. There you go. Okay, I think this should be good. Okay, so this is a copy of or an example of a 2019 tax. So this is a Schedule C filer, and for Schedule C filers, this was the modification that was done for PPP. Prior to this past week, you had to use your net income line, which was line 31. So you can see that down here, line 31, to calculate your PPP. Now, for a lot of people who had, like this example, they had a negative. So what this basically meant was that they no longer qualified for PPP because they did not have an income in 2019 or 2020. This rule has been changed, and this is why this is huge for small businesses. If you are a Schedule C filer, so if you file as a sole prop or a single member LLC, this applies to you. You have a Schedule C listed on your taxes, so go ahead, pull out your 2019 taxes, or even your 2018 taxes, or your 2020 taxes, and look for Schedule C in your tax forms. The change that they did was that you do not have to use line 31 to calculate your taxes or your PPP amount. You can use line 7. So this is 18,000 or $3,800 based off of their gross receipts, their gross income. This is the change that was made this past week, and a lot of different banks and industries and companies that you could file PPP through, they are now using this as the new calculation method for PPP. So if you have not applied for PPP, if you thought that you were disqualified from it, if you thought you couldn't apply for it because you didn't have employees, if you didn't apply for it or you tried to apply for it, but your line 31 was a negative number, you can now go back and apply for it using your gross amount. And that gross amount can be up to $100,000 for a year. So if you had more than $100,000 in gross receipts or $100,000, that means that your PPP loan calculation is going to be $20,000. Okay, so like this is like a no-brainer kind of thing. Now, the pros and cons to this. The pros is that you get money injected into your business. The con is that you have money that's injected into your business that you need to use for specific purposes. So you want to make sure that you're using it for your business. You're not going out and buying a vehicle. You're not upgrading your house. You're not buying a building. You have to use it for normal operating expenses for your business. And there will be additional clarification on that. Basically, use it for what it's supposed to be used for, which is basically to sustain your business through COVID into the next, whatever amount of months that are going forward. There's additional information for that. Another con could be that you are getting money in that may potentially not be forgivable. However, like I said, I was on a call on Saturday with the SBA, and they said 95% of the PPP loans that have gone for forgiveness have been forgiven. And the reason why is because the SBA doesn't want these turning into loans. They do not want these PPP monies turning into loans. So if you are a legitimate business, you need legitimate cash to help you get through this time. You're not going to be using it to buy anything crazy or super unrealistic or unnormal from what would normally be a cost of your business. You can apply for this and you should get forgiveness, and you should have the ability to document it properly, because you want to have the same documentation that you have for normal tax purposes, which is your receipts. Make sure you have your business income and expenses going in and out of one account. Do not commingle it with your personal expenses. Make sure your credit cards are also split out. So if you have a personal card, but you're using it for business, use it only for business, because there's a gray line when you have a Schedule C. There's a gray area, but make sure you're consistent. So if you have a personal card that you're using for business, use it only for business. Do not commingle your funds, whether it's on a card or on a checking account or anything like that. Make sure you're keeping it the same. But you can apply for this, and it really, like, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to apply for these funds right now, because the government is not taxing it. So you get to basically double dip on these funds, and you get to help your business from where it is right now. And if you talk to anybody who's received these PPP funds, whether they were really, really cash strapped or they weren't sure what the economy was going to look like, this money helped them to get past this level and even move into the next level of their business. So it's a great opportunity, and them changing this calculation is going to help even more businesses get past that time in their life where, COVID has impacted them. And we all can say that COVID has impacted us in some type of way. So on that note, we are helping people. If you're not sure about this calculation still, even after looking at the Schedule C, or if you need help applying, we are doing that. And right now we're doing $500 off of our consulting fee. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage of this. We help apply for it. We help with any communications. We help make sure that you get forgiveness by keeping the proper documentation in place and keeping you up to date on all the different changes that are being made via the government, because I guarantee there will continue to be more changes. So if you don't want to have to worry about it, you want to make sure your butt is covered. You want to make sure that you have a good experience with applying for PPP and you don't have any pushback, you can let us know. Text consult to 414-310-7689 to schedule an appointment with me to get that worked on. And if you need additional help or you just want to have a conversation, please do that as well. I'm happy to talk to anybody, even if you don't do our consulting services, because honestly, this is a great opportunity for small businesses. And if you didn't think that you qualified, more than likely you are going to qualify. Like, everybody who was in business in February 2020 or prior is qualifying for this. Like, you qualify for it. So make sure you get those funds that are available. So you should be definitely applying for this if you can. Like I said, reach out to me if you're not sure, because you most likely will be. We have a discount for the consulting fees right now. And let's see what else. There will be additional changes. There's another bill that's coming through Congress and the Senate and all of in the House of Representatives. I always forget what all those things are called. The government is making additional changes. So this is relevant information to you, but it's a great opportunity. Like I said, pull out your 2019 taxes. If you file a Schedule C, this is applicable to you. They changed the law specifically for Schedule C filers. So you want to make sure you're looking at your taxes, getting it together. If you didn't do PPP draw one, you can. If you already did PPP draw one, you can use the new calculation on PPP draw two. So make sure you're aware of that as well, that you're looking at that, because if you applied for one, you may also be applicable to do it for two, but you got to have your books in order, you got to have your taxes in order, got to have all that information in order. So if you need help getting in order, let me know. We're here and available to help. I want you to be successful, and I want you to get through this, and we will get through it together, continually, throughout the rest of this year. But let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Otherwise, book your consults, because we need to talk about this. This is a great opportunity. Like I said, share this video, tag other people in it so that we can get the word out there. The window closes March 31st. So we want to make sure that people are up on top of this as much as they can. As of right now, they have not extended that deadline. So we want to make sure that things are in order. And even if you just got PPP 1 and you think you might qualify for PPP 2, the SBA is advising people to get their PPP 2 applications into their lenders, but that they just won't be distributed until after PPP 1 funds are used up. So that's another conversation to have, but these are resources that are available to you. So definitely make sure that you're exhausting all resources to make sure that you're able to apply for this if you can. So that is all that I wanted to say. Like I said, tag people, share this video, get the word out there, because I still talked to like 5 businesses today that didn't even know that they could apply for PPP. Guys, we have to make sure this information is getting out there, because it's resources for you to use to get through this time and to continue to advance your business, because your business is probably providing for your families just like my business does. So it's really important that we are all successful together. So contact me, schedule your consult, and let's get this thing rolling. All right. Looking forward to talking to you. Bye.